watching Morning Live on SABC2. Good morning to you. Nazia Peer is a medical doctor currently doing her community service at the South African National Defence Force. House of Peace is Nazia's first book. Through her writing, she aims to undo some perceptions about Muslims. House of Peace tells the story of a Muslim family living in modern-day South Africa. Nazia joins us to tell us more. Good morning to you, Nazia.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. First, what inspired the writing of the book?
You know, Vuyo, I'm a medical doctor, and it took me 6 years to write House of Peace. And growing up in a changing South Africa and living in this wonderful country
As a Muslim,
this inspired me to put those emotions down on paper. And I thought people who are going through similar experiences can use my book as a template to deal with those emotional responses.
What kind of emotions are these?
You know, South Africa is a democracy. We are able to live the way we want to, pray the way we want to, and have the opinions we have a right to. Countries around the world, you know, it's a luxury sometimes to be the way we are. As well as, you know, being in South Africa, the political changes, and every single one of us has been affected by the last 10 years. And I was still in my fetal stages of developing as a human being, and I still am. And I was able to understand myself, my character, and who I wanted to be. And, you know, as you grow up, you develop. And the book was also quite an emotional response, or it was an emotional experience for me.
Fact or fiction?
Complete fiction. It is a story that took me 6 years to write, so I had to do a lot of research into people's character and how people relate to each other. You know, I do feel that every single person is searching for their inner peace. And one of the reasons I wrote the book was so that anybody who reads it can introspect. And it is fiction, it is something that I created, but I do think that many people will be able to identify with those characters.
What did it do for you? Writing the book over the 6 years?
You know, medicine is quite rigid, it's structured. There's an aim, and there's a progression, and there's an end result. Writing was like my fantasy world. I was able to create these characters and create a story, and for me, it was something that was so different to the rigidity and the structure. It was more entertainment and excitement, this other world that I had.
Yeah. How much of your family is in the book?
Well, there's very little of my family. There's just some specific things. The men in the book have discussion. My parents, who are two of the most wonderful people in the world, have always inculcated good discussion. We must have opinions as a woman, and as Muslim women, as South African women, and black women. We were given that opportunity, which is another luxury. And a lot of the discussions the boys have, or the young men have, are over supper, and we had that at home.
So it's a reflection of those kind of discussions.
Yeah, and a lot of the conversations they have, and a lot of the issues that they address, were issues that are very common to many Muslim South African black families.
Yeah. And there's been this ongoing anger in the Muslim world at the moment about cartoons and so on. Would this book perhaps help people better understand the feelings and emotions of Muslim young people with reference to the cartoons?
Yes, that's, you know, the reality is Islam is one of the most misunderstood belief structures in the world. You know, the editor, for example, she said when she read the book, she got an understanding of what Islam was like without having to open the Quran or the ways of the Prophet, you know. She got an idea into what the day-to-day lifestyle is like for a Muslim. Some of the responses that I got from non-Muslim readers were, is that what Islam is about? Well, now I understand. You guys have the same social values, the same social structures, the same basic necessities that we all do. And I do think that if someone has to read the book, they will gain a better understanding of the religion and just our day-to-day activities, and those misperceptions will kind of be clarified.
Is the book available at all the bookstores?
Yes, it's available at all bookstores.
At what price?
It depends on which bookstores you go to. It ranges between 116 and 113.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nazia. Nazia Peer, author of House of Peace, a family story, not facts but fiction. However, it has come about as a consequence of a lot of research. It took 6 years to put together. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Let's go now to the